recording now? RuneScape's #1, man. RuneScape's the best game in the world. Hey, it's fun. Hey, you have a great time playing. You meet the greatest people in the world. And I'm telling you right now, a family that plays together stays together. So if you've got young kids, get involved in RuneScape, get your kids involved in RuneScape, and you'll never regret it. Now, RuneScape #1, we love you. Yahoo!
Take a seat, any seat.
It's not, but it's okay. You're welcome to use it.
Except for this one. That's my seat.
Just be
No,
clear.
you can't keep the seats, okay?
It's not like you can. No, it's
I
not
mean, it shouldn't be a big deal. There's plenty of extra ones, but that guy at the door, he might stop you. Okay?
I think you can take them out.
And he did say he appreciates all gratuities, you know.
He'll take a couple fives under the table. At least one.
Coca-Cola. Never hurt anybody.
No, if I want to see from anywhere, it'll be from the main stage room, because all the seats in there are from the Hoosier Dome, which the Colts played in 2 stadiums ago.
Wow.
Yeah, like back in the early 90s.
Wow.
It's like on the back of the seat. It's like,
Yeah.
who's your dog?
Yeah, like WrestleMania 8 was there in 1992.
That's pretty recent, you know.
So have you all been having a great time at the convention?
Yeah.
Now, I remember we played football in Gerald Monica Stadium in 1972, okay? That's a true story.
You're old.
Hey! So, do you guys get bored a lot, or, I mean, you know, see, if you play RuneScape, it's a great time killer. I mean, seriously, you know? Like, you can sit there and it gives you something to do, something, you know, and like, the good part about it is you meet some of the nicest people in the whole world in that community, and you know, I ain't kidding you, I've been playing and I met people in like Russia, Poland, I met some ISA guys the other day, you know what I mean, and they said, don't worry, we won't bomb you, okay? And, hey, I mean, you meet some of the nicest people in the whole world, you know, seriously. And we've met people from Mexico, Peru, Argentina. We have a guy that's one of our moderators, he's from Brazil, you know, and his name's Tequila, you know, and just really, next thing you know, you wake up and you go, God, I have really good friends, you know what I mean, like these two right over here, you know, and we get to talk, and we get to laugh, and we get to joke, and your time goes by, and next thing you go, oh, damn, man, it's 11 o'clock, I gotta be in bed, because I gotta be to work at 8, you know.
Well, that's why I'm here. I mean, I'm the one that usually is like, oh, Tony, come on, it's 2 o'clock. Got to keep to the schedule.
But you get my point about playing RuneScape.
Yeah.
It's a great time killer. You make new friends. It's really fun. And what the hell? It's less than $10, you know?
Yeah.
You're paying like 20 cents a day, you know what I mean? That's like a penny an hour for me, okay? I mean, God, how can you get a better deal than that, you know? So, that's just what I think about RuneScape, you know? It's fun. You know, and since they came out with RS3, all the babes are really hot, you know what I mean? Even if their real name is Bill, it doesn't matter. You know, you don't know it won't hurt you, okay? What the hell? Right? I mean, you know, hey.
We've had a lot of weird run-ins, actually, on the, we'll have people subscribe, and they'll have, like, female characters and all the...
Personally, I don't care. You know, don't ask, don't tell. That's what I always say, you know. I don't want to know if you're Catholic or...
Well, I mean, and that's the thing.
None of my business, okay?
They'll get on TeamSpeak, and then it's like, hey, what's going on? It's like, oh, what? I mean, you got that female character just...
Yeah, it is kind of weird, you know. You look at it and you go, oh my God, she's a hottie, man. Oh God, Lena, you're so beautiful.
And then they're like, hey, Tony, how's it going?
I'm Master Sergeant in the Marines, you know. Damn! Now that is a true story right there, okay. It just shocked me to death. I went, oh my God. You were telling me about you have kids and blah, blah, blah. I do. Now I know how all those girls felt when I was a creep and I came onto them, you know. We're going to Friend zone. Go with friends. So thank all these nice ladies for teaching me about the friend zone, you know? All 293 of them. Hey, that was just last year. We started playing RuneScape in 2004. Now, I'm not lying to you, it turned out to be 2005 or whatever, but we got a 10-year cape on my character. I say okay? Because nobody knows my password but me and the two guys that hacked me, okay? They took everything, okay? Both times, right? But anyway, nobody ever leveled my character. Nobody ever played my character. Nobody knows my password. There wasn't some guy in South Korea that was, getting paid 11 cents an hour to, build up my attack. Nothing like that, And in the game, when you watch on Twitch, I'm playing the character all by myself. There's nobody there helping me. It's not some pre-recording of who my nephew fought last week, you know what I mean? And I think the one good thing about our show is that we're constantly inviting people to come join us. Right now, hey, I'm in Rule 66 when I play at night on RS3. I'm in Rule 6 when I play old school RuneScape in the daytime. And people are welcome to come and right there. You want to come cut willows with us, or you want to come, fish for rocktails, or or you want to go fight Bandos and kill him. Hey, I make sure I pay for the room. It's 200,000 gold, okay? And I put it on there to where like 40 people could come in the room. Now, no, 40 never show up, but that way nobody gets stuck. And I always put it at like level like 45 for combat, So I don't want somebody to come there and they're like level 61 and it says level 62 to get in, and then they're all mad because they just killed 40 guys and now they can't get in to fight God Wars, And they're going, well, that dirty SOB. And plus you'll see that every instance I ever fight in, I never take any of the loot. So if people come, they can have it all, you know what I mean? They can have all the drops and everything, so.
Oh, that's because we're about having fun, though. I mean, honestly, really, truly, and helping out.
Well, I do it because if the people are getting paid to come, they'll show up, you know what I mean? Hey, you show up, you get all this good stuff. That's a lot of money, man. What the hell? So I don't want to be here by myself. That's better than, going out and doing PvP, one little player, ding, 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 then they come back, oh, I'm a hero, okay. I go, oh my God.
And that's what, connecting with your community. I mean, that's one of the things we like to do with the Twitch channel, YouTube channel. I mean, it's really connect with people because that's the thing. It's a lot more fun whenever you're actually doing it with a group of people rather than just, like he said, one person, bang, bang, bang. I mean,
We had a great big guy in Twitch make fun of us. Said, about he gets so many views, And I told him, well, I've banned over 11,000 people permanently from my channel. And there's 11,000 people that are not allowed to log in to RSGloryandGold, okay? But they come in there and they say terrible, nasty things, and they say it in front of women and children. And that's a real important thing to me. I think that you can't, look, everybody has a slip now and then, and I'm not saying, gee, that's perfect, but it's understandable that a person could slip and use a cuss word. But when every other word out of their mouth is some foul, sick crap, okay, and you have women in there and you have children in there, then it's time to tell that guy, hey, you can't come here no more, And because in the real world, a guy would not come up and talk loud and vulgar while you were standing there, while your girl's there. Do you know what I'm saying? And like, they think because they're on the internet and they're sitting there with their keyboard and there's nothing you can do about it, okay, that they could just say whatever they want to say. And I think it's just too bad that you can't just slap that guy right in the mouth and send him home to his mom crying. And I really mean that, okay? And I hope someday they devise it to where on your keyboard, there's like a little button that I can push, when somebody's in my chat room getting crazy. Give them a little 30-second blast. Now you want to talk that crap? Go ahead. Okay. In here we're respectful. To the point where he said, ban me, please, ban me. But from what I understand on Twitch here in the future, very shortly, it's going to be where you can ban IP addresses. So if people come into rooms, you know, and they're saying terrible things, or, you know, but I'm not saying it's so terrible. It's not like words are really going to, you know, hurt somebody physically, okay? But it's just about respect. And I don't mean respect for me. I mean it's respect for the people who are in the chat room. That's what's real important to me. Because they're nice people, and they're friendly, and they're there having a good time, and they don't need some crap to ruin their day. Or
Yeah, that's the thing, man. I'm sure a lot of y'all see in the community.
Nobody paid one single penny to us, okay? We drove 8 hours to get here, okay? And I paid $471 to rent a car to get here. I mean, we're paying, you know, for the food, and you understand what I mean, right? Now, I'm not complaining about, I think this is a great opportunity. And I'm really happy that they invited me, and I'm really happy that you're here. But I just want you to know, RS Glory and Gold is not getting paid 1 penny to come here. And like, we're not sitting here saying, please sign up and be our sponsor or any of that crap, okay? I'm sitting here saying, thank God I got to meet some nice people this weekend. Thank God that you liked us enough for you to actually come out and say hello, you know? And to me, it's like the greatest blessing that God could possibly give somebody, to give you an opportunity to make new friends that are just friends because they're nice people, you know? You don't have anything I want except a smile and a few minutes of your time, you know? And I hope you feel the same way about me, because believe me, I'm poor and I don't have nothing to give you, okay? So a smile and a good time, you know? And I hope, okay? And that's what our whole RS Glory and Gold was all about. It was all about just making friends. If somebody wants to join our clan, we have 2 rules. First of all, you can't stream RuneScape. You can stream anything else you want to, but you can't be in our clan and stream RuneScape, because we don't want anybody making money off of our organization. I hope that makes sense, okay? And we don't want anybody misrepresenting our organization, okay? Now, if they came to us and they said they want to do something on this terms and this conditions, it could actually even be worked out then, you know, it would be okay. But I don't want somebody getting on there and talking nasty or doing this or doing that and making RS Glory and Gold look bad. That's the main thing, okay? Plus, I'm not the guy who makes the decision. We have a board of directors of 9 members, and they're the ones that make all the decisions, and they're the ones that make all the rules, okay? Now, our second rule is you have to be a nice person. And I don't just mean you have to be nice to clan members, but you have to be nice to the people. So, you know, if somebody in our clan is out being a jerk to somebody and we find out about it, we kick them out of the clan. It's that simple, and that's how it's supposed to be, you know? Believe me, if I was in charge of RuneScape, okay, I'd have some J-mods going around, and every time somebody's acting like a jerk, bing, okay, hey, forget muting them, I'd kick them out, I'd take their character away. I don't care about $5 a month, you know what I mean? So, kick them out of the game completely if they're going to be jerks to the nice people, you know? And it'd make it a better community, and it'd make a better game in the long run. So I played WoW for 3.5 years, played 1,000 days in a row, okay? I played EverQuest 2 for a long time. And I'm telling you, in all these games, no matter what it is, all the manufacturer cares about is making a buck. They don't care about the community. They don't care about putting the effort in. And one of the reasons that we're really behind RuneScape is because they really are making an effort right now. They really are putting a big push towards building a better community, having a better environment, you know, making it where it's safer for kids to come in there and play. It's safer for kids to come there and have a good time, you know, to where they're not going to, I mean, get bullied or get abused or get, you know, who knows, okay? So that's one of the reasons I'm really strong for RuneScape, and I really like RuneScape a lot. Because they are actually trying to push some values and, you know, they're pushing my idea, you know. So, if we can get that one across, we got it made. Now, I hope you guys know I'm joking, okay? I don't really think it's okay to give somebody else a good shot.
Keep going the download.
Well, most people would probably. Anybody have any questions or anything they want to say, or? No?
No questions? Well, how did,
You had mentioned that you had played World of Warcraft and, I'm sorry, I don't remember the other one. EverQuest Online. So, and I talked to you at your booth, and you talked about your nephews and, you know, how you got involved with them and letting them play games at your place.
Right.
was there a time even before that you got involved? Did you play games even before that, like Atari and television? And
There was a game on Yahoo. It was called Helia Carrier. Okay.
yeah.
Or Helia Attack. There's a lot of helicopters that flew around. And it was an attack helicopter. And to be absolutely honest, Taylor will tell you. Okay. So I was really good at that game. And I had, two nephews that always talked about crap, right? So they'd come over, and I would just beat the hell out of them in that game. I showed them no mercy,
Every time.
Especially his brother, because his brother is, I'm the best in the world, I'm the best in the world, And he's at hotel sleeping right now, so I can talk all the crap I want. Yeah. Hey. I used to beat him like a dog. Helium carrier, that's what it was called.
See you later.
And it was a lot of fun, And really, for us to remember,
It was a blast.
it was a great game, But you know how Yahoo has evolved, and they start coming out with different games, and they'll discontinue this one, or they'll change it, But that's like when Yahoo Gaming Online first came out, and we were doing AOL,
Yeah.
Everybody was dial-up then, okay? It makes me laugh. People say, oh yeah, I've been gaming for 20 years. And I said, well, damn, you must have really rich parents. And they say, why is that? And I said, before 1999, it was $1 a minute to get on the internet. Now, that's the truth, isn't it? AOL in 1999 came out with a $25 unlimited use, okay? But it was dial-up, so you know how that means, right? You had to get a phone line, and it would drop all the time, and it was terrible service. But before 1999, I'm telling you right now, unless you had millionaire parents, you weren't playing games online, $1 a minute. My company I worked for, that's what they paid. They paid $1 a minute to have online service for their company, And, damn, I know I'm boring, it's all right, hey. So,
I'm bored. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
This is not...
That's
You can't steal it.
That's his name, bored. B-O-R-A-D.
But yeah.
So
Helium Attack, man.
I was just making that joke, right? Please don't take me.
He hasn't played any consoles though, like the Atari, like you mentioned.
I've been too busy kicking butt.
never mind any of those.
Yeah, hey. So, and I hear all this crap because I played, when we first started for the first 3 months, I just played RS3 only. I only really started playing old school. Well, of course I played old school in 2004 and 5.
Well, it wasn't old school then. It was just a
It was
regular
RuneScape.
RuneScape.
But I started playing old school because so many people kept bugging me about it. So I started playing about, 2 months ago, a month and a half ago, something like that.
Yeah.
And I hear these people, like, I'm not just joking, but like Bodhi or Ice Poseidon or Raj Patel, okay? They talk all this crap about how, I told them both. I said, hey, look, or all 3 of them really, but 2 of them I told them in person, You want to bring your old school character over and play my RS3 character, okay, in a fight. Bring it on, okay? Because, I hit 10 times what your life points are, I'll kill you in 2 seconds, no problem. I don't care who you are. So don't give me all your crap about how you're such a great TV player, okay? The worst player in RS3 would crush simply because of the numbers, you know what I mean? So would crush an old school player like that, And all I ever hear from these guys is how they're so great at PvP. I told them, hey, anytime, you know what I mean? You want to bring them over to RS3, I'll be glad to fight them.
So in terms of, like, let's say, when you first started streaming and building a community, were you doing YouTube at that time as well? And what other things were you doing to
For a whole year.
promote?
For a whole year, okay? We gave away bonds, swap people membership, did everything you could think of. And we would go from 10 to up to 30, and then back down to 12, and then up to 22, and then down to 8. Or you'd have 30 members and 20 of them logged in once every 6 months, So my nephew came to me, Layton Howard's his name, and he said, maybe you ought to try streaming. And I said, okay, what's that? Okay, sounds like we're going to go fishing or something, out to the stream, So and I thought maybe if you go out there and relax and get a clear mind, you'll do better while you're fishing. But he explained it to me kind of basic what streaming was. I said, okay, I like this gaming stuff enough, and we had built a fabulous clan in World of Warcraft. We had 200 members, and we were the 5th people to ever kill the Lynch King in World of Warcraft, Now, to me, if you don't know what that is, it doesn't mean anything, But, it's like Paul McCartney uses, oh great, well what's your defense, Paul? What's your attack, Paul McCartney ain't nothing to me. Anyway, but, we just spent so much time and effort. And honestly and truly, I said, okay, we're going to do this, but if I'm going to be involved in it, we're going to do it first class. Now, Taylor and Ward know. I spent $4,000 on buying the equipment and buying the setup and buying the programs and buying everything,
Yeah.
And we bought a first class, everything that we came across. We could have done some, cut this shortcut or cut that shortcut or whatever. And we said no. And so we're testing it, and we just tested it on December 8th. And people got on there and started talking, okay? And I said, well, what do we do? Because we were just trying to test the equipment, And he said, well, talk back. So I started talking back, and the next thing you know, the month's over, and we have 500 members in the clan, we have 9,000 follows, and we had 40,000 views. And that was in the month of December, So, that was just unbelievable,
Well,
And all we did was just, not me, because he's never been on camera, Laban hasn't, okay? So in the month of December, it was just me and Laban. Sometimes he'd sit there and give me a little advice while we're doing the show, but basically, I started at midnight, 6 in the afternoon, like at dinner time, and I went all the way until 6 in the morning, and I did that for the first 100 days. 12 hours every single day from midnight, or from 6 in the evening, all the way to 6 in the morning. 12 hours, 100 straight days. And it was fun. And I met more nice people and made more friends. And I mean, I swear to you, just like you just say Norway, okay? Well, I can name off 8 people right now that I know in Norway and know them pretty good, And, I know their family, I know their real name. In a lot of cases, I know their brother or their sister or their mom. Their mom's got the hots for me and she's divorced. Or I get people all the time saying, hey, can you be my grandpa? I said, well, you better ask your grandma. Okay? I'm not so sure she's as happy about this as you are, all right?
Well, also to go back on that, the December 8th, that's whenever I came upon the street. And that's the thing, I have some connections with some Jagex mods on Twitter. And I was, luckily, I forget her last part of her name, but the first part of her name was Oz. She hosted Tony after her stream. And you were telling everyone just all kinds of stuff about how to build characters up, just where to go for stuff, just being really, really polite. I was just like, oh my God, man, this is a guy that's on Twitch actually helping people out, doing really awesome stuff. So one of the things is I got on Twitter and was just like throwing out at one of my Jagex mod friends there, a message for them to check him out. I mean, just promote him up because, that's the thing. As you can see, he's a really, really nice person. And that's the thing, they checked him out. And that first night, they actually put him on the HQ big screen at the HQ. They got like several monitors up at Jagex for promoting or putting streams up. And they put him on there, and they just kept on blasting him on Twitter with some awesome, awesome support. And that's really where it started to blow up. Is just the main company people also started helping really push it forward. Which that goes into the whole networking. I mean, really, really and truly talking to people like at this convention, like the indie developers and whatnot, if y'all talk to those people and just really learn about what they're doing and anything that interests you. I mean, they're in that industry and they can help with any questions or anything like that. It's really, really an awesome thing to go to conventions and meet people that have the same interests as you have. And that's networking. But of course, after that, I mean, we actually had a Jagex moderator that joined the clan. And, I mean, Mod Shawnee, he really threw a lot of shout outs. Mod Nina too. She's another Jagex mod that she connected with us on there and really threw some shout outs. But it's just, it's unreal. Before all this Keemstar crap.
Look, the truth is though, Keemstar's the best thing that happened to our show. That's the truth. Okay? The reason is because he made it to where we got to meet a whole bunch of new people that we would have never met if he wasn't a jerk. So, you know, I want to make it really clear. Keemstar, thank you very much. I can honestly say from the bottom of my heart that God is the one that told Keemstar to do that. Now, I'm not some religious fanatic, and I'm not some psycho, okay? And I'm not trying to preach religion, but I think everything in this world happens for a reason. And I think Keemstar went out and did this thing, okay? And he did it for money, he did it for greed, and it paid off big for him, and he made a lot of money off throwing a bunch of trash on me. Because, you know, all publicity is good publicity, you know what I mean? And since he threw a bunch of trash on me, his channel grew tremendously. And I'm not sitting here talking bad about him, I'm just saying he's a businessman, and he does what he thinks is best for him to make a buck. But the truth is, thank you, Keemstar, because you let me meet 10,000 or 20,000 new people. He made it to where I got to meet this nice couple over here and this nice couple over here. And he made it to where these nice people came to see me today. And he made it to where you can. Now, maybe not in every case, but maybe it's because it's scarce. But Scarce only was able to make that video because of Keemstar. Or, you know, we've had 40,000 Polish people come and say, we love you and we know you're a good guy.
Yeah,
through a guy named Boxdell, okay? We've had like 8,000 Hispanic people come see us from Mexico because of a guy named Al Capone, okay? Now, I mean, there's been a huge amount of people who have come, but the only reason they came is because of Keemstar. Because otherwise they would have never even known we existed, and they would have never came to see us. Now, maybe if I was lucky, and like, we're not making no money off this, we don't want to make money off this, we're making friends and building a nice family and having a lot of fun doing it. So we would have been on with or without them, and our income would be the same with or without him. But our opportunity was tremendously advanced. And honestly and truly, thank you, Keemstar. Thank you, Leafy, if you guys know who that is, okay? Thank you, Leafy, for, hey, making it where more people are coming to see us that normally we wouldn't have, okay? Hey, and if that's the kind of crap you have to go through to meet wonderful friends, okay? Wonderful friends. I mean that from the bottom of my heart, okay? Then I'm willing to put up with it, okay? Hey, send all the crap you want, because in the end, it's worth it. And I mean that sincerely. And I think you know in your heart I mean it, okay? And you can tell I'm not just a bullshitter, you know? If I thought he was a piece of crap and that all he did was screw us over, then believe me, I would have gotten an airline ticket and I would have gone to New York and I would have punched him right in the mouth. And he might kick my butt. But I guarantee you, he would have had to. Does that make sense? So.
Could just give him a shock right through the keyboard.
Oh, yeah.
That would be the first choice. But believe me, you know, I'm old school, and I don't mean about playing the games, okay? I mean, you can kind of tell that I'm a respectful person, I'm a decent person, and if you're not going to be that with me, then please, I just want to be left alone. If you won't leave me alone, then you're probably living on the wrong guy. Because, you know, I'm going to say, you know, okay, well, you're the one doing this, not me, okay? You know, the other night there was some guy, we were sitting out on the sidewalk, Ask Taylor, and this guy, you know, he's a street person, and I think probably he probably has some mental issues, and he's not getting treatment, and nobody touched him, but he came really close to getting popped in the mouth because he said a bunch of terrible stuff, you know what I mean? And I'm just sitting there wanting to mind my own business and smoke a cigarette before I go to bed.